Fundamental of GIS. Welcome back. And today we are going to continue to talk about GIS people. Number 10. Yay, we made it to number 10 already. So number 10 will be Stewart Fortheringham, Geocomputation Specialist. There are many close synonyms for geographic information science, aka GI science, one of which is geocomputation, a term first coined by the geographer Stan Openshaw to describe the scientific application of computationally intensive techniques to problems with a spatial dimension. Stewart Fortheringham is Science Foundation Ireland Research Professor and Director of the National Centre for Geocomputation at the National University of Ireland in Maynooth. He's a spatial scientist who has considerable previous experience of Anglo-American university systems. He has worked and studied at the University of Newcastle and Aberdeen in the UK, the State University of New York at Buffalo, the University of Florida, and Indiana University in the US, and McMaster University in Canada. Like GI science, geocomputation is fundamentally about satisfying human curiosity through systematic, scientific problem solving. Many of the roots to the scientific use of GIS in scientific problem solving can be traced to the quantitative revolution in geography of the 1960s, which had the effect of popularizing systematic techniques of spatial analysis throughout the discipline, an approach that had its detractors then as well as now. The quantitative revolution has not only bequeathed GIS a rich legacy of methods and techniques, but has also developed into sustained concern for understanding the nature of spatial variations in relationships. The range of these methods and techniques is described in Stewart's in 2000 book Quantitative Geography: Perspectives on Spatial Data Analysis. While spatial variations in relationships are considered in detail in his 2002 book, Geographically Weighted Regression, the analysis of spatially varying relationships, the methods and techniques that Stewart has developed and applied permeate the world of GIS applications that we consider in many ways. Stewart remains evangelical about the importance of space and our need to use GIS to make spatial analysis sensitive to context. He says, "We know that many spatially aggregated statements, such as the average temperature of the entire US on any given day, actually tell us very little. Yet when we seek to establish relationships between data, we all too often hypothesize that relationships are the same everywhere, that relationships are spatially invariant." Stewart's work on geographically weighted regression, as we know it's GWR, is part of growing realization that relationships or our measurements of them can vary over space, and that we need to investigate this potential non-station narrative further. Stewart's geocomputational approach is closely linked to GIS because it uses locational information as input and produces geocoded results as outputs that can be mapped and further analyzed. GWR exploits the property of spatial location to the full and has led to geocomputational analysis of relationships by researchers working in many disciplines. A good question to ask at the end of this video. Can you tell me? Is GWR is a global or local model? I think you know the answer if you use GWR in ArcGIS before or in your analysis. Thank you so much for watching. We will have more videos coming.